job right after the truck goes by. Well, everyone, as you can see, I came up a little bit close. It's time to stand up. Now, I don't know exactly how many more minutes I have. I'm going to try to get to a call. I'm going to sit back down a minute. But it's time to stand up. Got to stand up for what we believe in. Not just on abuse and mistreatment, but we got to take a stand. We got to take a stand. We got to stop this mistreatment. We got to stop this abuse. Now, my sister Diane called a couple minutes ago, and I told you she's a hero. What I didn't tell you is last month, and I'm going to get to that call, but last month, I said that my sister was mistreated and abused, and I went and said, I told DHS, I told other people, and eventually, what did the DHS do? And I said, more like what they didn't do. That's the reason why I said that. Let me get back to my place, and thanks for standing up. And I know Chris supports me, but he has very bad legs, so thanks in that. We're gonna tell you what the DHS did, and trust me, I don't think you can be all that impressed.
Well, tell them what they didn't do.
That's exactly right. Now, first of all, I'm not going to tell you the name of the organization that mistreated, abused, intimidated, harassed, and probably committed a crime. I'm not going to tell you the name of the center, except that I will tell you that it was in East Liberty. I will tell you that it was close to the police station. And I will tell you, it was the very same wonderful center that had Chris get out because of a medical condition. So this center has a woman there who's very, very, very abusive. As a matter of fact, one could say she's a many Fritos, to be polite. Now, what did I do about it? My sister took, and we're going to get to Nora real quick, she took the risk and reported it not only to the supervisor, on-site supervisor, not only to the director, but we went all the way up to the CEO, I said, Chief Executive Officer of the organization. They did a so-called independent internal investigation. They concluded, in writing, yeah, there was mistreatment, but it didn't quite reach abuse. But they admitted that this person had a history of yelling, sometimes screaming, and abusing, well, mistreating. And there was a representative of the Department of Human Services in this meeting with my sister, myself, and 3 other people. And the person, that's the Department of Human Services Office of Behavioral Health, that's supposed to maybe protect you and maybe object and be kind of your advocate, they concurred with it. So this happened almost 2 years ago. So what ultimately happened to the person who was mistreating my sister and the people who forcefully made my sister and consumer staff go into a meeting against my wishes, which they were notified legally that they were not supposed to do, but they made her go in, and they made my, this consumer staff go in, and they basically put them in there. So after all these terrible things was reported to the agency and DHS, ultimately, what did they do? The DHS concurred with the report, and ultimately, that woman is still working at that center in East Liberty, close to the police station. And boy, do I want to tell you the name of the center. But for legal reasons, I'm not going to do that. But figure it out, people. Figure it out. But Department of Human Services, you should be ashamed. Not just you, CART and others. That was reported, because I reported stuff. They said we couldn't do nothing. We couldn't do it. So we only have about a minute or 2 left, but we are going to get to Nora Parker, even if we have to go off the air. No, we got to get to Nora. We'll get to you again, Chris, in the future.
I just want to mention that that person is still working there.
Yes, she's still working there. And she, by the way, she's still mistreating and abusing people. Isn't that nice? So let's do something, Pittsburgh. Now, the wonderful Nora Rose Cater, I'm not sure how much time we got, but it's time for you, my friend. And I apologize for not knowing that you were on the phone sooner. Don't yell at me, because I'll say that's abuse, and I'll call the priest.
Hello, Al. How are you?
I'm not so good. I'm pissed off because a lot of people are getting hurt.
Well, you know, Al, I just came on the air, and I just spoke with Kurt, which is wonderful. Always hear his voice and the rest of the staff.
Kurt,
the most
Yuri,
important
Monica.
thing that can be done is what you just did. And we have a media here in Pittsburgh that cares about, and that's our local access. And thank God for PCTV 21. And what I think that when you do what you did today, people here and people who are what you call caring or had loved ones that have had problems, they know who you are talking about. And so we have to realize that until we voice opinions, even though you might not be all right, you're not all wrong. Your sister might need people to come and to help because there's somebody out there that's heard this and probably will get back to you. But the most important thing is love has to start at home.
Yes, it does.
And at home, people get abused every day. If it's children by their parents and later their parents get abused by the children, until you see this, and if you see it, take time to be kind to someone, not to the point that all of a sudden you cannot live together under the same roof. And I want to just thank you for having this program on today. And you're running short, so I'm going to give it back to you and tell you again, thank you for bringing this to the attention of the city of Pittsburgh, Al.
Well, first of all, Nora, you don't get to take off that soon. I may only have 30 seconds, but I'm going to get the seconds in. You're one of America's, in Pittsburgh's heroes, too, even though you're living in California now. You've done a lot. There's a lot that we can't say on TV. There's a lot of stuff that if I told you everything in Pittsburgh, your heads would literally spin. We are going to do a follow-up show, and it will be seen randomly this month, next month, and the month after, one of those months. It's going to be titled, Torcaso Media Presents It Hurts. It's about abuse also, but we're going to have the entire thing with Donna Weiss, and we're going to talk about it again. But here's the thing. I am not going to leave without telling you what we need to do. What we need right now are attorneys with courage. Attorneys that will be willing to help the consumers, willing to help me. We need you. You know how to contact us. So if you're willing to stick your neck out like we have, if you're willing to be a hero, we're looking for you. For the rest of the Pittsburghers and the so-called lay people, which you're not lay, first of all, but for the rest of everybody that hears this, I don't care if you're in Pittsburgh or in Jakarta, Africa, wherever, doesn't matter. Help out.
Al, can I
Lives
say this?
are hurt.
Al?
Yes?
Al. There are also the doctors, the nurses, the aides, the orderlies
Right.
that are 99% who do so much and who keep us well and strong. So let's also show, after 37 years under doctors and nurses' care in that, I can say that there are a lot that care about people who are disabled and people who are sick, and they are the ones that are going to have to stand up and remove the ones who are cruel to the rest of the patients.
Can you please, real quickly, we only have 20 seconds, can you please say the last words you just said, remove something about?
Yes, they can be removed by the good doctors, nurses, and the trustees of institutions who are listening to you now or hear you next week. They can be removed because there are doctors that remove bad doctors, and there's nurses that remove bad nurses or